Hello, I'm Paige from GoGoKid, and this is How to Get and Keep Your Regular Students. We will also be discussing how to convert those trial class students. Stay tuned for some teaching tips.
This journey begins with having an attractive profile, getting that first booking, having careful preparation for class, having an excellent class, having great feedback that you give to the parent, and finally, after all of these things have worked together, you may get a return student that becomes a regular of yours. All of these things work together and you cannot have them without each other. We're going to be discussing each component in detail. First, with the teaching profile, this is how parents decide to book you in the GoGoKid platform. Parents will look at your photos, your bio, as well as your video. Make sure to have well-lit pictures that showcase your personality and who you are as a teacher. Do your best to pick original, high-quality professional photos. I recommend avoiding a car selfie or pictures where you look unfriendly. You can take a selfie while still having it be professional, or ask a friend. Make sure when you write your biography that it highlights your teaching experience. That's what parents care about, how you are experienced as a teacher and what you bring to the table. Your video is very important. Showcase your teaching skills. Show them what you would do in the classroom a little bit. And remember, you have about 30 seconds. Keep it short. Even if you have a great video, if it's too long and parents don't make it through, it's not going to help you with your bookings. To prepare for class, you first want to check your technology carefully. You want to ensure that you have functioning equipment such as a headset, webcam, and wonderful internet connection. You need to prepare your teaching classroom, have an attractive background, have some props, like a stuffed friend, or a microphone, or a whiteboard that you can write on. Make sure that you check out the trial classes on Freshdesk. There are a variety of levels, and you can prepare all of them in advance. Remember that the trials can change. Come ready to be positive no matter what the time of day is. Even if it's very early, like 5 in the morning Eastern Standard Time, it is 5 p.m. Beijing time. Bao Bao is just getting off school and they are so excited to see you. Be excited to see them, right? When you get a class booking, you can see with the lesson content button, click it, and you will be able to see the content. I personally use Google Drive to organize for my teaching day. I recommend you look at all of your classes ahead of time, preview the lesson content to see the slides so that you're able to better prepare for the class. If it's a core class, then you will see target sentences and some target vocabulary, maybe some phonics, as well as some questions and answers. For a trial class, there is still target vocabulary, but the trial class, the purpose of it is to be an engaging and fun experience for the students. My favorite slide to use for preparation is the wrap-up slide. This is commonly found at the end of each PowerPoint. You will see the words, sentences, and phonics. Upper levels will have more in the wrap-up slides because there is more content, and lower levels such as K may have one word and one sentence. It's up to you to make sure you check, and with your careful preparation, you will be able to maybe prep some feedback ahead of time and carefully prepare for your class to ensure success. You want to make sure you wow your parents and your students. You wow them by watching the camera. Position it so you're looking at the student. If you need to, you can make your browser in half so it's in between and under your internal camera, or move your external camera. Make sure to offer corrections early and often throughout the lecture or lesson, and write effective feedback for your student right after the class, and of course before 12 hours because you want that full pay. When you are watching a student, when you first meet them, take that time to assess, especially a new to you student or a trial class student. Tune in and prepare to adjust as necessary. This means you need to be ready to simplify the lesson or extend it as needed to ensure you have a great class that is 25 minutes in length. Make sure you use language that is appropriate for each student's level, and you want to make sure that you are aware of frustration. You want to make sure that they have a pleasant and fun class experience. Our students are experiencing really long hours in school, and the last thing they need is to be frustrated in this extracurricular fun class that they are taking. Here you have a level chart for all of the levels and the appropriate teaching strategies. If you look at K1, K2, and level 1 and 2, you want to be sure to keep incidental language as low as possible. This means truly, I would stick to the target sentences and keep it very, very simple. Model instead of explaining directions. Make sure you have friendly and warm language. Use a lot of props. Be high energy. Have friendly facial expressions the whole time. Be prepared to simplify and extend depending on the level of your students. Remember to be really patient. For these young learners of 3, 4, 5 years old, a 25-minute lesson is a long time for them. As we get into the lower levels, you want to make sure that you are still having low incidental language and modeling directions, but you can start striving for more complete sentences. In fact, for K1, K2, and 1, do your best to have students speaking complete sentences, but you want them to speak. So if they're not able to speak in complete sentences, that is fine. That is a place to start. But you want to see if they can at least say one for you the whole lesson. Levels 3 and 4, the students are transitioning from learning to read English to reading to learn. So your TPR and prop should be related to academic vocabulary and concepts. There's going to be some grammar instruction, and they're going to be needing to say some extended responses. Make sure in these levels in particular, you're listening carefully for pronunciation. In the upper levels, 4, 5, and 6, students are able to use academic language in reading, writing, listening, and speaking. Make sure, again, that pronunciation, you're really tuning in, and make sure you're encouraging a lot of production and complex responses using that academic language. Now, for trial classes, how do you convert? How do you make that extra money? Be high energy. Be excited to see them from the moment your camera opens. Even if you're waiting for the student, maybe sing, bow, 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 where are you? Make them excited to come. They might be hiding. Maybe they are shy. Maybe they're coming soon because they're in the water closet. You don't know. Make sure that you are demonstrating value as a teacher. You want parents to be wowed. Chances are they might be taking classes at multiple online learning platforms, and you want them to pick you because you want them to have the best experience. You want them to come to GoGoKid, and you want them to rebook with you. So make them love your class. Make them smile, make them laugh, make them have a great, great time. Now, the anatomy of an excellent class is similar for new and trial classes and is a little different for returning students. For a new to me or new trial student, make sure you're greeting and assessing them. Ask them their name and a rapport question that's appropriate. Maybe, are you happy? What is your name? How old are you? Things like this. If they're not able to answer a question, if they're not able to answer it, or maybe they're not able to tell you your name, move on. If I don't know a student's name and I cannot pronounce it, I will say hello, friend. That's a good one. Make sure you're always using your excellent ESL and engaging strategies. If you need more tips, check out a workshop. Make sure you're wowing them, be extra patient with new students, and make sure you're having the students speak as much as possible and correcting them. For return students, you want them to know that you remember them. Yes, if they're coming back to you, don't ask them their name again. That will just ruin all that rapport you've already built. Make sure you continue to use excellent ESL strategies. Maintain your professionalism, don't get lazy. Make sure you have consistent, high-quality classes. Keep it fresh, maybe mix up a reward with a Google Cyber Reward on your phone, whatever you have to do. And also, of course, keep that student output high and that language production. Offer corrections. How do you keep students? It's kind of simple if you keep in mind that high-quality, consistent classes across the board. Make sure you remember them. Praise them. Personalize them and evaluate them honestly. If they have your class and you don't offer them feedback to improve and they go to another teacher and get feedback to improve, who are they going to choose? Think about that. Students will frequently take classes that are with different teachers for project and assessment classes for this reason, because they want to get more feedback. So you want to make sure that you are also offering valid assessment feedback to the best of your ability in their classes. When you are evaluating a student, think about the hamburger method. You want to note the lesson content, of course, but don't make it too long because then the parents won't want to read it. Make sure you include some things about the objectives and then identify areas for improvement. Think about it like a sandwich. In the middle, you will put some things that they need work with. In the middle, you will put things they need work with. And then on the outside, some positive things. So, for example, here you are. When you go to your class history, you will be able to click on evaluation if it's not done, and the form will pop up like this. You will rank the difficulty of the class, you will put your comments, rank the academic performance, and focus level, response level, expression level, and interaction level. If there is an academic category that is not covered in the lesson, you can use no mention, and that does not count against the student's score. Take care to be sure that you are writing the correct evaluation for your student with the correct student name, and that you are 100% sure this is the feedback you want to submit before you hit enter. You are not able at this time to change the feedback. You will have to submit a ticket, so be careful. This is an example of a feedback for a student that did not speak at all during one of my trial classes. And here you can see how I employ the feedback sandwich method. I put that they did a great job listening. They can practice saying their name. And with encouragement, they can become more confident, and that I hope to see them again. From this feedback, you wouldn't know that the whole class I was kind of stressed and I was really nervous that the student wasn't having a good time because I was bringing out my educational, entertainer, the children's TV personality while they were just watching. But they were listening, and this was a very young child, so I highlighted that they were able to be in class with me and that was a success that they had, and I do hope that they come back. When you are taking feedback, it is really important for your feedback to be relevant. You need to have relevant notes ready to go. If you're teaching a lot of classes, I recommend having a notebook or some post-it notes. A spreadsheet or a notepad can also come in handy. I'm a big fan of Google Sheets. If you use your time wisely and you budget your class time appropriately, you can get your feedback done during class. I frequently do this because I like to make sure that I offer the most relevant feedback to the parents as fast as possible. Do take care if you are a little sleepy, you're not 100% sure on their feedback. Make sure to wait, because remember, you cannot undo the feedback. Any note-taking strategy that works for you is good. Now, sometimes a class does not go according to plan. This is okay. You can still make it better. Maybe there are some technical issues. Be patient. Remember that they can usually still see and hear you. Smile, be friendly. And then when the technical issue is fixed, or if it's not fixed, they're still wanting to come back to class with you. If they're scared, be friendly. Don't scare them even more. Maybe hide your face with a stuffed animal. Do something funny. Make them less nervous. If they're bored, wake them up. Hello! Bring out something unexpected. You never know. Just do what you can. Remember, you make a difference every class. Every class, you make a difference. So even if you think, oh my goodness, how many times am I going to teach the color red, the color blue, apple, banana? Remember, it makes a difference to the children that you teach, because every child, when they have that lesson, it's a new experience for them. You might be the first foreign teacher that they've seen. You want to be the person that makes the difference. And if you are, they will come back to you and you will make all kinds of wonderful memories together. Thank you so much for joining me on this mini workshop. Best of luck in your online teaching journey, and happy teaching. We're in this